Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are, still in the book of Isaiah. We're now in the sacred number 21, chapter 21. And the old prophet here, Isaiah, he's bewailing the captivity of his people that he sees in a vision. Then he gets a prophecy about the fall of Babylon. All right. And that will be the split empire that we saw in Daniel. It'll be the Medes and Persians. Okay. Cyrus and Darius. Anyway, this is the prophecy, and they don't leave the Arabians out here in this either. Okay, verse 1. In the chapter 21 of Isaiah. The burden of the desert of the sea, as whirlwinds in the south pass through, so it cometh from the desert, from a terrible land. Okay. A grievous vision into is declared unto me. The treacherous dealer dealeth treacherously, and the spoiler spoileth. Go up, O Elam, besiege, O Media. All the sighing thereof have I made to cease. Okay, so there we come. Notice the spoiler now. We have that kind of thing going on today also, but this is the old history here in 21. And here the prophet is upset here in 3. He says, therefore are my loins filled with pain. Pangs have taken hold upon me, as the pangs of a woman that travaileth. I was bowed down at the hearing of it. I was dismayed at the seeing of it. For my heart panted. Fearfulness affrighted me. The night of my pleasure hath he turned into fear unto me. 5, it says, prepare the table, watch in the watchtower, eat, drink. Arise, ye princes, and anoint the shield. So here comes the war. 6, it says, for thus hath the Lord said unto me, go set a watchman, let him declare what he seeth. 7, and he saw a chariot with a couple of horsemen, a chariot of asses, and a chariot of camels, and he hearkened diligently with much heed. 8, it says, and he cried, a lion, my Lord. I stand continually upon the watchtower in the daytime, and I am set in my ward whole nights. All right, now, when we get to 9 here, we have to fast forward. Oh, yes, we do. This is the same exact statement that is made in the Bible, and it's over the overthrowing of Babylon. Okay? So you had the treacherous dealer coming in. Here we have the fall of Babylon. Notice the 2 Babylons that's throughout the Bible, and it means the fall of the original Babylon and the fall of Mystery Babylon. Listen to this. 9. And behold, here cometh a chariot of men with a couple of horsemen. And he answered and said, Babylon is fallen, and all the graven images of her gods he hath broken unto the ground. All right, folks. Babylon is still full of idols. They've redone the Hanging Gardens. The museum there, when we went into Iraq, the museum was just full of artifacts, and much of that is idols. But this same statement is made throughout the Bible when it comes to the fact that the battle with Babylon is not over till our time here, folks. The same thing said in the New Testament. Jeremiah himself made it famous over the two Babylons falling. Of course, it's in Revelations 14:8, and that's over Mystery Babylon. So you see, these particular battles that we're talking about, even though we started with the old history, it metamorphoses into the final battle that is not over with to this day, and that is the second Babylon. Okay, now if that don't convince you out there, remember what we said about the threshing floor? Remember how it's described with the second sickle there in Revelation? Throughout prophecy, keep that in mind. Oh, my threshing, and the corn of my floor, that which I have heard of, the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, have I declared unto you. So there we got that prophetic similitude language and this threshing floor and the harvest, etc. So you see how this leans towards the end times here in this prophecy. All right. You notice that many of these prophecies start like that. They start off in the time period that the prophet is in or shortly after. And then before that prophecy's done and we get a new paragraph mark, we've jetted right to the end times when that final battle between Satan and Christ, that war that we're in today, is being fulfilled. But now we have a new paragraph in 11. The burden of Duma. He calleth to me out of Sur, watchman, what of the night? Watchman, what of the night? Okay, remember, there's two of those now. 12, the watchman said, the morning cometh, and also the night. If ye will inquire, inquire ye. Return. Come. Okay, so there you got the double watch and the return. You know. Anyway, people get spanked, they get dispersed, and they get returned. And here they're coming back to inquire yet again. 13, new paragraph mark. The burden upon Arabia. In the forest in Arabia shall ye lodge. O ye traveling companies of Dedanim. 14. The inhabitants of the land of Tema brought water to him that was thirsty. They prevented with their bread him that fled. For they fled from the swords, from the drawn sword, and from the bent bow, and from the grievousness of war. 16. For thus hath the Lord said unto me, within a year. Okay, now we get to the epic sentence here. Within a year, according to the years of an hireling, and all the glory of Kedar shall fail. 17. And the residue of the number of archers, the mighty men of the children of Kedar, shall be diminished, for the Lord God of Israel hath spoken it. Okay, you see, we all the way down to 10 here. We started to climax with going to the day of the Lord. Then, with a new paragraph, we backed up and went back into the history. Okay? Then we got another section of the world here. And notice the fall and being diminished. Now we go to Arabia. Okay? So we went back to the history. And, of course, it's a prophecy at this time, and it's a history now, today. Okay, so remember that much of prophecy is written like this. And the key to it is know some of the history, know some of the kings, know some of the towns. Realize that these old towns were laid on ley lines, many of them. Some of them got established. But you look for that, and you can tell which time period that the Lord's talking about, and also whether he's talking about both time periods, like, for instance, Babylon. See? So this is the key. Know when to shift time periods. This stuff here that we're talking about, this Arabia and all that, they were cast down. Okay? Listen, when this King Nebuchadnezzar came through, he hit everyone hard. He just did. He went over the whole firmament of the earth. Okay? So, anyway, it's been a pleasure reading here with everybody, and I hope to see everybody in chapter 21. We're going to be doing 22. We just completed 21. So we will be hoping to see everyone in 22, where the prophet, he's lamenting his people being invaded by the Persians, and then it actually ends up in 22 going again, continuing on with these prophecies as they're being dispersed, as they're being plagued for their idolatry. We get a fulfillment. It goes right to the kingdom of Christ in 22. So, anyone, 22 is the number of chapters in the book of Revelation. It's a number of new beginnings. 777, that's 21. And 22 starts the next 7. That's a number of new beginnings. That's of interest. That's God's numbers. So we'll see you there, folks. All of you. I hope to see you there in chapter 22. Thank you for listening.